Ladies and gentlemen, it's your man Bulloh, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Turning Music into Money. I am your host, Bulloh. Today's episode is Do I Need a Manager? But before we get started, first I would like to say, if you guys are looking for any of my previous episodes, check me out on LegacyA100.com. That's where you can find all my previous episodes under Turning Music into Money. Also, I'm on YouTube. Turning Music into Money, Bulloh, DUBBULLOH. So check me out there if you're looking for any of my previous episodes. Also, the previous episodes consist of the 10 steps of starting your music career, how to get on Pandora, and should I pay the DJ. Those are just some of the episodes that I have that would definitely interest managers, artists, anybody that's trying to be into the music business. So I just want to further your knowledge on the music business. But today's episode is Do I Need a Manager? First, I would like to give a huge shout out to Miss Ruby for giving me the platform on Legacy A100. I am an artist. She's seen me to be a radio host, and I am greatly appreciative of that. With this platform, I've gained so many more constituents, I would say, and just building my relationships a lot better because now I'm a radio host on top of being an artist. So it's just a great opportunity. So I thank you so much, Ms. Ruby, for the opportunity and for seeing something in me that I did not see in myself. Also, I'd like to give a huge shout out to Miss Maureen Guest of 1570 AM. She does an indie artist expose every Thursday night from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. Definitely check her out. It's at 4720 Jonesboro Road, Union City, Georgia. Artists, if you're looking to build your career, if you're looking to network with DJs, network with other artists, kind of get into the flow of things, definitely go and check her out at 4720 Jonesboro Road, Union City, Georgia. She also does a radio show, and she's looking for artists to play on the radio. And they are paid spins. If you are registered with a PRO, you will get paid. A PRO, we have already been over this, but it is a performance rights organization. If you're registered with one of them, they keep track of all your spins. So definitely tune into the radio station. It's WIGO 1570 AM. So if you're not in Atlanta, Georgia, no problem, because you can just download the TuneIn app. Tune in on your phone and from anywhere. Type in WIGO 1570 AM and listen to the station. Submit your music. Find out how you can submit your music. She always tells you how to submit your music. Her show is on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. So definitely check her out. Thank you, Tasha Kane, for checking in for the Born Losers out of Chicago. I heard you had a very successful, what was it? The Hood. It's called the Hood Showcase in Chicago. Definitely, I mentioned you on a couple of shows ago, and the turnout was great. So it's every Wednesday, I believe, out in Chicago. I don't have the address right now, but if you send me the address, I'll definitely shout you out again. Once again, if you're interested in getting on Pandora, if you are an artist interested in getting on Pandora, if you're a manager trying to get your artists on Pandora, talk to me at turningmusicintomoney@gmail.com. I would love to assist you in that process. Shoot me an email. Tell me what's going on. Tell me all about the artist. I want to know. Just don't say I want to get on Pandora, because you got to give me some information about yourself. If you're an artist, you should be able to explain yourself a lot better than that. So if you're trying to get on Pandora, holla at me at turningmusicintomoney@gmail.com. Also, if you're looking for my music, and I need you to be looking for my music, on Pandora Radio. I'm two different artists. The first way you spell my name is Bulloh, just how it sounds, DOUBLEO. Find me on Pandora, add my station. You can do it right now. Also, my other spelling is DUBBULLOH. I'll go over that one more time because we've been having a lot of problems with that, and I really need to tighten up on that because we got to get this spelling correct. It's DUBBULLOH. And you can find me on Pandora. Add both of my stations. One is just not good enough. Add both of my stations on there and listen to the music and enjoy. I have almost 30 songs on there, so I'm very proud of that. It's at 4420 West Madison in Chicago if you're looking to perform if you're going to be in the Chicago area. But it's every Wednesday, I believe, right, Tasha? So perfect. Just let me know. Just confirm with me. It's every Wednesday if you're looking to perform out in Chicago at the Born Loser spot. It's gonna be incredible, man. They got the DJs. They got the people out there. Bring your camera crew. It's gonna be magical, man. Do your thing out there. So let's get into today's topic. Do I need a manager? The first question you want to ask yourself as an artist is, what do I need the manager to do? You kind of want to be very clear on what you want the manager to do, because they're there for you. Do you need them to book shows? Do you need them to have contacts? Do you need them to fill out paperwork such as a PRO, sound exchange, your TuneCore? Do you want them to submit your music to radio? You kind of want to have a direction for them to move in. If you need a manager, if you say you need a manager. So you got to ask yourself, is that something that I need right now? And if it's something you need, you want to be very clear about that. So then you ask yourself another question. What is it that you can handle by yourself as an artist? What can you do as an artist that will kind of already speed along the process? So I know a lot of artists, they say, well, I want a manager that's experienced, that's this, that's that knows this or knows that. But in turn, they don't have anything that they offer. And what happens a lot of times is the manager say, well, I need something to manage. Because I've heard it a million times. I'm an artist myself, and I've heard it to where the manager doesn't want to get involved with you if he doesn't feel there's anything to be gained from working with you. So you want to be able to start handling a lot of stuff yourself. So you have to ask yourself, what is it that I can handle myself as an artist? Because if you can't handle anything yourself, then basically a manager trying to help you won't work, because if they have to book shows, they have to do this, and they can't rely on you to be there, or they can't rely on you to get to the show, that kind of kills the management right there. They don't want to work with somebody that they can't rely on. It's just like somebody hiring you for a job. They don't want to hire you, and they know you're not going to show up half the time. So you have to say, well, what is it that I can do myself? I know you're an artist and you just want to deal with the music side of it, but you have to do some things yourself to at least attract the manager. And we'll get into how to attract the manager later on in this show. But for right now, I want to know, do you know what you can do yourself? And if you do, write those things down. Because when you watch my show, you have to bring a pen and a pencil, or whatever something to write on. Because I definitely give a lot of information. And if you are not attentive enough, it definitely will pass you by. And you think these little small steps don't matter, but they really mean a lot. Truthfully, a lot of these managers or so-called managers want you to have something in return. And, as far as something to manage, which is partially true. But the question becomes, how much do they want you to have done already? Do they want you to already be signed up with a performance rights organization? Do they want you to already have your bio together? I mean, what do they want from you? So then once you figure that out, it's going to be kind of like a battle, because if you've done so much on your own, does it actually make sense to have a manager after you've done so much on your own for them to come and take 15, 20% of your money for basically stuff that you've built already? I personally don't agree with that. I feel that if you're going to deal with a manager, they should be able to bring something heavy duty to the table that you just cannot do yourself, that you just cannot make happen for yourself. So I would do a lot of work myself, which I have myself, because I don't even have a manager. So I do everything myself. So I would make sure I do a lot of the work myself. And if they're actually coming on board, I would take a look at what it is. This is if I'm further along in my career. I would take a look at what I need done, and if they can fit that criteria, if they can do that stuff, then I would hire them as a manager. Let's see what else we have here. Like I said, most of this stuff you can do without a manager. Thank you for checking in, everybody. Let's see. We have a question from Julie. Chris, there is no need for a manager unless you don't want to work. I totally agree. Shout out to Kilo Ali. We got Kilo Ali watching right now. The legendary Kilo Ali. My man. So shout out to you, my brother. I feel that it's really not a need for a manager. And we'll get more into things. But at the same time, a lot of this stuff you can do yourself. And the stuff that you can do yourself is having sign up with a PRO, which is a performance rights organization, like ASCAP, BMI. You can also sign up with Sound Exchange, which you definitely need to do. Sound Exchange, they cover your digital performances, meaning your music that's being played digitally on the internet and stuff like that. And that pays pretty well if you actually sign up with those things. Let's see. Now, I feel like this. This is the way I feel. Outsourcing is the best way to handle management. Now, to pay somebody 15 to 20% of your money when they're pretty much just sitting back and you done pretty much generated everything else, that's not smart. What I feel you should do is outsource things until you can find that management that can actually get this show, get this, and be aggressive with your career like you will want to. Because a lot of these managers don't know where the music business is currently at, and they don't know where it's headed. So you have to ask yourself, if nobody knows what's going on, so let me hook with somebody that can get me to a certain point, and after I get to that point, then I'll figure it out from there. That's pretty much how you have to do it, because the music business has had pretty much a whole overhaul of how they do things. Back in the day, the record label used to handle everything. They used to handle every aspect of the artist's career. So all you had to do was come on, and that was it. You know, you just come on, do your song, and you on. They will handle everything from marketing, promotion, and all that stuff. So now you have to do that yourself. The question becomes, are you expecting a manager to handle the marketing, the promotion, all of that good stuff? Is that what you're trying to do? I don't think they're interested in doing all of that. Julie says, I believe you should do everything yourself until you can't keep up. And I totally agree with that. I totally agree that you should try to do as much as you can outside of the studio until you just can't keep up anymore. Until you just have to have a manager. Everybody's calling you. Everybody's on you. And you got it hot. And then you have to say, how much percentage do I want to give them? Because I built this myself now. I built it myself. So you can actually build a lot of things yourself. Now, let's get into a manager's role. Let's get into who actually hires the manager. The first thing you have to understand is the artist hires the manager, not the other way around. It doesn't go, the manager is employing the artist. But a lot of times, if you want your manager to do everything and all the money comes from the management and they're paying you, that you kind of moving backwards already. So it's like this. You either are going to pay a manager out of your pocket for the services rendered, or you're going to have them take a percentage out of your shows or whatever else you do. It's not both ways. You're not paying out of your pocket and giving them a percentage. It's not going to work like that. You should not let it work like that. You should do one or the other, but it all depends on your negotiation skills. It all depends on how you negotiate. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Do I need a manager? So that's the name of this show. So if you can't negotiate, you're going to wind up in crazy deals, even with just your management, let alone anything else. So if you're crazy in a crazy deal with your management, it's because of your negotiation skills and your lack of knowledge. So you should be watching this show, Turning Music into Money, to get your knowledge up so that you can go in there and be a better negotiator. And if you can't negotiate, and if you can't figure out how to come up with an argument for yourself, I have just a person for you, Miss Nicole Turner. Check out Miss Nicole Turner, and her name is spelled Necole at Book Nicole. That's Necole. Book Nicole at innovativebutterfly.com. She handles all the contracts. She handles all the legal jargon, anything that you're trying to convey, anything trademarks, copyright, anything that you're trying to do. I suggest that you talk to my good friend Nicole Turner. She'll set you straight. She'll get you exactly what you're looking to get, and be able to kind of talk on your behalf for you. Just explain to her what you're trying to get done. Tell her 00 sent you, and do it like that. Now I'm a great source to be able to outsource. I know a lot of contacts. I have a lot of contacts. I put people on a lot of different people. That's what I do. I don't charge you to do that. But at the same time, there is other things that I do charge for. But I am a networking fool. That's what I do. That's just what I do. And like I said, Nicole Turner would be great for you. Definitely shoot her an email if you're interested. That's book Nicole at innovativebutterfly.com. Now, if you are just hell-bent on having a manager, if you just must have a manager, these are some of the things that will attract a manager. Knowing your direction as an artist. Knowing what kind of songs that you do. Knowing your audience. Knowing the most about you. Because when a real manager, I'm talking about a real manager, not somebody from around the corner. I'm talking about a real manager. When a real manager is interested in you, they want to know all about you. They want to know what makes you tick. They want to know what makes this whole thing work. They want to know what gathers thousands of people to come see you. So if you know those answers already, it's going to be a lot easier for a manager to come in and help you along and really get you moving in the right direction. Julie Gordon says, I am open to accepting artists as well. So definitely reach out to Julie Gordon on Facebook. She has an email address of juliegordon2012@gmail.com. Definitely check her out. juliegordon2012@gmail.com. She's looking for artists as well. So if you're interested in dealing with Miss Julie Gordon, she's a great resource as well. She actually helped me get on Pandora. So we'll talk about that at another time. But anyway, the main thing you want to be able to do is have a direction. Have a way that you can say, this is me, this is why my fans love me, and this is my demographic. So you can take that information, and then the manager will be able to expound upon that information. They'll be able to say, listen, okay, this is where we're at, this is where we're headed, and stuff like that. Then once you have a direction for them, they should be able to create a marketing strategy. The marketing strategy is key, because the marketing strategy will allow you to see the step-by-step process of how everything goes, how you're going to put it together piece by piece. You can talk all of this stuff that you want to talk, but if you don't have a plan, a step-by-step plan to do it, just like I have my notes and everything that I'm talking about, I'm not just out talking out in the air. I'm talking from my notes. They should be talking from a plan, a strategic marketing plan. And that's what you would definitely want in a manager, and that's what you need to kind of have to attract them. And also you need talent. Now that should have been number one, but in today's market, of course, we know that's not the case. But talent helps a lot. If you really have a lot of talent, that's great, because that's something to work with. But in today's market, you can have all the talent you want, and people still don't know how to use it. They don't know what to do with the talent. I've heard plenty of talented artists, and they don't have a marketing strategy. They don't have a direction. They don't know who their fans are. They don't know anything about their fans. You have to kind of start building these relationships so that, you'll have this information. You write this stuff down. You just don't freestyle it off the top of your head. You write all this stuff down. You keep a log, because you are, as an artist, are actually a product. So you have to realize your music is a product. You are a product, and you have to be able to consistently deliver to the consumer. That's what they want. They want you to consistently deliver to them. Now, and also having a positive attitude. That also helps attract a manager. Having an attitude of, we're going to get through this together. A lot of managers don't want to kind of build you up from the bottom all the way to the top, because a lot of times they can get burnt, because the contract, sometimes it's not a contract setup. Sometimes it's a verbal agreement. Most times it's a verbal agreement. And they don't want to invest so much time and energy into somebody, and they don't even have an agreement with them, and they get them to a certain point, and now the artist is tired of them. And now they done got to that point, and it's like, well, they have nothing to show for it. So you have to look at it from both sides. So do you need a manager in today's market? I don't feel you do. I feel you can outsource as much as you can, but a real good manager is indispensable. You have to have those. But they're few and far between, and they're already tied up managing other people. You have to understand that. So the people that are kind of left out here now, they are learning the business. They are learning where the business is at and where it's going. So you got to realize that that's where they're at with it. Things you may need your manager to do. You may need them to create a bio. You may need them to register you with a PRO. Once again, a PRO is a performance rights organization. You may also need them to get you quality recordings and quality video, because that's key. That's key. It's no excuse for not having quality material at this point in this day and time. You have to have a great video to go with your song to kind of sell what you're doing. And also, you may want them to attack licensing opportunities. Now, licensing opportunities are getting your music in movies, getting the music in TV shows, getting them in all kind of things where music is played. Because believe it or not, there's plenty of opportunities for that, but you have to be able to word that correctly. And, you know, to me right now, PR is more important than a manager at this point. You definitely need to find a good PR person, because they are going to help you word things properly and get yourself to where you need to be a little bit faster. And you can outsource those people. You don't have to have them around with you. Now, non-exclusive deals are the way to go. Non-exclusive deal is being able to move around from month to month, like pretty much having a month-to-month provider of whatever service you have. So basically, that's what I would say to do. I definitely would recommend that you move on a month-to-month basis with somebody. Kind of, the management is kind of a marriage deal. You know how a lot of the guys are scared of marriage right now. So basically, it's like when you get in a manager, you're getting into a marriage deal. So you kind of got to be able to grow and build with them, and they want you to have a certain amount done, and you want them to have a certain amount. And a lot of times, that's a big fight right there. So basically, keep your head down, keep focused on what you need to do for you as an artist. And I would definitely say outsource everything. This show is coming to an end. Turning Music into Money. We'll be back next week. If you guys have any questions, any concerns, definitely feel free to reach out to me at turningmusicintomoney@gmail.com. Feel free to reach me anytime. Also, you can check me out on my text line number 678-321-8382. Definitely find me on Pandora under DUB. Put a space in there. BULLOH. And my other station, O DOUBLEO. I definitely need everyone to pass that station along. I'm definitely building my numbers up and everything like that. So I definitely need you, the consumer. I've done all I can do myself. So now I need the consumer to come in there and show me some more love. I definitely appreciate that. So listen, my show every Saturday is aired at 6:30. The previous shows that I've done, my older shows are aired at 6:30. My newer shows, I go on Facebook Live and record them. And those are at any day I feel like doing it. I announce it on my Facebook page. So if you want that information, stay tuned to my O page. That's DUB BULLOH. Tell a friend to tell a friend that I'm here to help the independent artists. It has been a great show, and I greatly appreciate you. I have been O, your host, Turning Music into Money. Do I need a manager? Peace.